Siege has had a great year overall. Player counts are on the rise, tournaments see more teams than ever, and records across Siege are being blown. This is fantastic. All of this is despite several large game releases from well-known developers, such as Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, Battlefield 5, and massive smash hits such as Fortnite and PUBG sticking around from previous years. So how come? Before I give my opinion, I would quickly like to emphasize that this is exactly that, my opinion, and obviously I can't know the exact reasons why people playing Siege do what they do, but that doesn't mean I can't make an educated guess, and that is what I intend to do. Now, I believe the answer lies in the direction that the industry appears to be currently heading in. As we all probably know, Battle Royale is the current hot topic in the FPS genre, with games being released that are larger and more ambitious than any before. People spawn in and drop into a massive map, some kind of scavenge mechanic is often there, where players loot the map for weapons, armor, meds or whatever it might be, and everyone steadily gets forced together until one person or team is left standing. The biggest current examples of this genre have been Fortnite and PUBG. I don't think it's inaccurate to say that these two titles have had a massive impact on both the FPS genre and gaming in general. Part of that impact is how many games have attempted to imitate their success. We've seen big-name FPS brands, such as Call of Duty, attempt to make their own Battle Royale modes, and Battlefield also has one currently in the works. And both of these have, or will likely come with, their own unique twists on the genre. Outside of these big-name games, we've also had a plethora of smaller attempts at mimicking this success. And let's face it, Fortnite itself was Epic's quick attempt at making something usable out of the mess that was single-player Fortnite. So, where does all that leave Siege? Well, Siege is obviously not a battle royale, and this in the current climate is actually a good thing. The fact that Siege is not a large-scale game, but is instead focused on delivering a tighter, more condensed experience, is a large part of what sets it apart from the competition. It could easily be argued that since Battle Royale games are so different from Siege, Siege isn't really even directly competing with them. The only real competitor to Siege at the moment, I would say, is Counter-Strike Global Offensive, more commonly referred to as CSGO. CSGO is similar to Siege in a few ways. A tighter, more condensed and competitive multiplayer experience, with two teams doing broadly similar things. One's attacking, one's defending. Yet even with this closest competitor, Siege holds a lot of differences, and some would say advantages. It is a more modern game in terms of its design, allowing for far more interesting mechanics in my opinion, such as complex material destructibility. Siege has also operators with unique gadgets, allowing it to appeal to different playstyles and experiences. The same smokes, flashes and frags that CSGO has, barring the Molotov cocktail, are also featured in Siege, and alongside even more secondary gadgets besides, with barbed wire, reinforcements, deployable bulletproof cameras and shields being featured. What sets CSGO apart from Siege, I would argue, is the smoother performance and the economy system. In short, the point I'm trying to make is not which game is better, but how different Siege is compared to even its closest current competition, which in my opinion is CSGO. Therefore, when compared to Battle Royale games, well, it's a completely different beast. This makes it unique. Being unique makes you interesting, and being interesting makes people want to try your game out. Sure, Siege has had some rough patches, but it's emerged from these in better condition than it was in before. This shows the devs' continued drive to keep Siege both competitive and a hot topic, which only helps its position in the market. People like to see continuous support for multiplayer games, as otherwise, as many people are probably aware and might have experienced themselves, these games can quickly bleed off their player base to newer titles and subsequently die out. Siege's success has, in fact, actually started to directly influence other FPS games, with Call of Duty Black Ops 4 actually taking pretty direct influence from Siege with its standard multiplayer mode. In this, the characters that you can choose to play as, called specialists, all have unique gadgets that give them an edge in certain situations in-game, with one specialist being able to lay down razor wire and another deploying a ballistic shield. Any of this sound familiar yet? They also made some adjustments to how health regen works to make it more tactical, as it's now something you have to choose to use at a good time, rather than simply passively regenerating over time when you're out of combat. These are all moves towards more thought out and strategic gameplay, whilst still keeping a lot of the arcadey nature of Call of Duty multiplayer intact. In my opinion, Black Ops 4 and its different modes show their influences on their sleeves quite openly. For Blackout, their Battle Royale mode, they look to Battle Royales, and for multiplayer, they look towards Siege. Siege may be unlikely to ever turn to the Battle Royale genre, but for more traditional team vs team gameplay, it's clearly now a peer of the biggest multiplayer releases. When Call of Duty itself is looking to you for ideas, you know you've done something right. In summary then, Siege may not be the newest, or in fact the oldest game around, and it may not be following the hottest trends. But in a world where almost every other FPS seems to be doing just that, this sets Siege apart. Siege is different, and this is why I believe it has been such a success, even in years after its release. You do you, Siege, and we'll keep playing. I hope you found this interesting, and I'll see you in the next one.